In the previous part, we finished the components of the steering system, from the steering wheel and the gearbox to power steering and bump steering. We now move to section 7.5, four-wheel steering. This part covers positive and negative four-wheel steering, the kinematic steering condition, the position of the turning center, the 4Ws factor, and the steering length. This is advanced material, so grasp the main ideas. The basic principle does not change. At very low speed, the kinematic steering condition must still hold. The perpendiculars to the tire planes of all four wheels must meet at a single point, and that point is the turning center of the vehicle. What is new is that all four wheels now take part in fixing where that point lies. Figure 731 shows positive four-wheel steering, where the front and the rear wheels turn the same way. Figure 732 shows negative four-wheel steering, where the rear wheels turn opposite to the front. That single difference in direction is enough to change the turning center and the turning radius completely. Equation 773 is the condition linking the steer angles of a 4Ws vehicle, where WF and W are the front and the rear track. Equation 774 rewrites it for the left and the right wheel, so we never have to decide which wheel is inner and which is outer. To use that general form, we must agree on a sign convention. A steer angle is positive when the wheel turns left and negative when it turns right, measured about the z-axis. With this convention, 773 holds for both positive and negative four-wheel steering. Positive steering is also called same steer, negative steering counter steer, as in figure 733. Let C1 and C2 be the longitudinal distances from the turning center O to the front and the rear axle in the body frame. Figure 734 gives four right triangles, one per wheel. Equations 775 and 776 describe the front wheels, 777 and 778 the rear ones. Eliminating the radius R1 between the first pair gives equation 781. Cotangent delta OF minus cotangent delta IF equals WF over C1. The same work at the rear axle gives 784, with W R over C2. Both have the form of the Ackermann condition, only the denominator changes. Now the single geometric constraint. In equations 785 and 797, C1 minus C2 always equals the wheelbase. Combining that constraint with the two results we just obtained, equations 786 and 798 lead straight back to condition 773. Equations 7100 and 7101 then fix C1 and C2 uniquely from the four steer angles. The conclusion worth remembering. In a front-wheel steering car, the turning center always lies on the extension of the rear axle, whereas in a 4Ws car, it can lie anywhere. For a negative 4Ws vehicle, the derivation is exactly the same. This slide sums up what four-wheel steering is for: better steering response, more stability in high-speed maneuvers, or a smaller turning radius at low speed. In negative 4Ws, or counter-steer, the rear wheels turn opposite to the front, so the turning radius is smaller than for a front-steered car of the same size, which is handy when parking. In positive 4Ws, or same steer, the rear wheels turn the same way, giving more lateral force and steadier lane changes at speed. The turning center is where the perpendiculars to the tire planes meet, and it depends on all four steer angles. When every axle steers, we call it all-wheel steering. Example 725 takes a 4Ws passenger car with a wheelbase of 2.8 meters, front and rear tracks of 1.35 and 1.4 meters, an inner front steer angle of 15 degrees, and a radius of 50 meters. First, C1 equals 50 minus 0.675 times the tangent of 15 degrees, that is 13.217 meters. Since C1 exceeds the wheelbase, this is positive 4Ws with the turning center behind the car. Then C2 equals C1 minus the wheelbase, 10.417 meters, and the other three steer angles follow. The lesson: one steer angle alone is not enough. Example 726 locates the turning center in the body frame, using the same data and taking the mass center midway between the axles. Equations 7114 and 7115 give the longitudinal and the lateral coordinate. Substituting, XO is minus 11.8 meters and YO is 50.01 meters. The turning center therefore lies about 12 meters behind the mass center and 50 meters to its left, exactly as the positive 4WS configuration predicts. Two special cases. For a front-steered car, XO equals minus a 2. For a rear-steered car, XO equals a 1. The turning center always falls on the axle that does not steer. Two short examples here. Example 727 recalls that if the road is described by y equals f of x, the radius of curvature is 1 plus the first derivative squared, raised to the power 3/2, divided by the second derivative. That is the bridge between the shape of the road and the turning center of the car. Example 728 treats a symmetric 4WS system, where front and rear wheels turn opposite ways by equal angles. The kinematic condition then reduces to equation 7125, with C1 equal to half the wheelbase and C2 to minus half of it. The turning center sits at mid-wheelbase, and this layout gives the smallest turning radius. Example 729 defines the 4WS factor CS as the ratio of C2 to C1, the distance from the turning center to the rear axle over the distance to the front axle. Reading it, CS negative means a negative 4WS car, CS positive a positive 1. CS equal to 0 is a front-steered car, and CS tending to minus infinity is a rear-steered car. Note 1 misprint. The book says a symmetric system has CS equal to minus 1/2. That is wrong. Its own values, C1 equal to half the wheelbase and C2 to minus half of it, give CS equal to minus 1. Example 730 defines the steering length LS as C1 plus C2 divided by the wheelbase. It classifies the layout. LS equal to 1 is a front-steered car, 0 is a symmetric 4WS car, minus 1 is a rear-steered car, and values in between are negative 4WS systems. If LS exceeds 1, we have positive 4WS with the turning center behind the car, below minus 1. The turning center is ahead of it. Another misprint. The middle term should read 1 plus CS divided by 1 minus CS. With the data of example 725, the correct value is 8.44. Two last examples. Example 731 rewrites the Ackermann condition for a front-steered car in terms of the left and the right wheel. Cotangent delta F R minus cotangent delta FL equals W over L. Written this way, we never have to check which wheel is inner and which is outer, which is convenient in code. Example 732 uses the equivalent bicycle model. R squared equals a 2 plus C2 squared plus R1 squared, while the cotangent of the equivalent steer angle is the average of the two front cotangents. Equation 7133 serves both layouts. In the next part, we will compare front wheel and four-wheel steering and look at active systems.